So it's so interesting when we look at Matthew 24 and we look at just the different things that are happening in our world. We're really starting to see a lot of it on our own home turf. And when I say a lot, it's really a small scale of what's happening in other countries like Nigeria and things of that. It doesn't even touch it, but we're seeing glimpses.
Still first world
problems. But not really. I mean, death is.
That's a different degree on that.
Like in that.
Yeah.
But it's really starting to hit home. And I've seen friends post on Facebook, like, what's happening with our world? What is going on in this world? And because it's hitting our home turf.
So true. It's becoming common. And I think the danger is we can become desensitized because it's happening so much. And that's what that emotional roller coaster. It's like, oh, I'm so sad. Oh my goodness, congratulations, you got married. Oh, you had a baby. And then here's another death. And then it's, oh, I'm praying for you. Send up a quick prayer, put it on the prayer list. So then you're back to life. And we're so distracted by so many things. What's the word? We're being, so many things are coming in, bombarded with so much information, good, bad, in between. And then we have our own lives. So there's a lot happening. Yeah. In Matthew 24, you mentioned that for nations shall rise against nations and kingdoms against kingdom. Interesting. Look at this. Strong G to find out what that word is. It's two words. Okay, nation. Look at nations. So the word nations is ethnos. So it's where you get the word race. So
races against races.
Yeah. People groups versus people groups. So you're getting conflicts that are more social in nature.
Yeah.
So that's like social instability. It's right there. So it's not like
destabilization.
It's not like one country versus another. This is inside of one country. There are people groups that are wrestling with each other.
Yeah.
You know, it could be political, it could be for different reasons, but nevertheless, it is happening. All right. Hi from Amsterdam. Thanks for being here. Thanks for stopping by. Well, let's share a few things with you now. One of the news I wanted to speak about is the Minnesota Adventist mother detained by ICE while going to church. Her husband made a post. Alexander Pavlovich, I don't know. Pavlovich. I know the C is like a CH. Anyway.
I think it's Pavlu.
Pavlu, you might be right.
Maybe.
Let's read this. This is about my wife. We had legal refugee status in the United States for 2 years. All we wanted was to go to church on Sabbath. She was taken, investigated by the FBI, questions including her Seventh-day Adventist faith, and even about our prophet Ellen G. White. What does that have to do with immigration? Right? After almost 1 week, they found nothing against her and released her before next Sabbath. It was a terrible time for her and for our children who stayed home with me. Our attorney apologized on behalf of the American people, saying this country is not what it used to be. It told me to keep going to work, and if I ever get detained, we should call him immediately. This is the reality we are living in now. First, I want to say I'm all for getting rid of criminals, crimes, people who've had record and rap sheets from their country and coming into the country illegally, and they are perpetrating these crimes. I'm all for that, getting rid of them. I think this ICE raid business of depopulating illegal migrants, this stuff has gone too far. Or at least it's not being handled correctly.
I totally agree. What we're seeing here is, and even still with the investigation, they were investigating her faith. They were investigating about Ellen White. Do you know anything about the process as to how they go about finding people?
I don't know. I think it's oftentimes word of mouth. But lately, it seems like they are questioning just anybody who doesn't sound like they're an American.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm just wondering what the procedure is for this and how does it work? I mean, I know they know where immigrants are densely populated and that nature, that they have those different things, but things have gotten to an extreme that they're creating a lot of fear. There's a lot of chaos and there's a lot of fight back, and I'm glad to see that people are not staying quiet and that they're fighting back.
No, they are fighting back,
but it's sad when people are fighting against this erroneous activity.
Yeah, they're like, this is what I mean right there.
Now you have to be afraid that you are going to be killed.
Yeah, look at.
Where were you born?
I don't need to carry around an ID in my home.
Well,
this is my home.
Where were you born?
This is my home.
Where were you born?
Minneapolis is my home.
Ma'am, that's not we're doing an immigration check. We're doing a citizen check.
This is where,
and we're asking you where you were born.
This is where I belong. This is my home.
Ma'am, you can belong here, but where were you born?
And I am not going to give you an ID.
You know, that's not what our Constitution is designed to do. You know, you can't just stop somebody just because you want to stop them.
I agree. I mean,
it's just madness.
There has to be a method to this protocol.
Yeah.
There needs to be some. I can't speak intelligently to it because I don't understand how it's supposed to be happening. But what we can speak to is what we're seeing, which is that it doesn't look like there's any protocols in place, that there's any real procedures, that there's a plan, that there's people that they're going after who are illegal and, like you said, criminal in activity, criminal in behavior. They're just trying to, it looks like a roundup process. We're trying to round up anyone who does not fit the script, fit the look, fit the race.
Yeah. And it's heartbreaking to see that a mother was having to face that. This is the husband. These are their children. So the good news is they were reunited. He posted this just about 4 days ago. We are reunited again. Thank you for everyone, to everyone for your prayers, encouragement, and support. I did send him a message and say if he wants to come with his wife to talk about their experience and have some word of prayer and stuff like that, AMC is open for this. Yeah, makes no sense whatsoever how, from what I've heard, they had her face on the ground in the church during the time. So this wasn't just...
It's traumatizing. This is trauma. This isn't even, and are people resisting? Are they fighting? I mean, the video we're going to look at, again, there's just this there's this aggressive and this angry and this violent position that what we're seeing in some of these ICE agents, that it's alarming and it almost is evoking fear. I love what John Heasley said. There's so much happening in so many areas that it's nearly impossible, you can keep still, to finalize a thought before a new update appears. There's so much happening. Like we're being bombarded, like you said that word earlier, bombarded with this happened and we're trying to process it, and then something else is happening, and then we're shifting. So there's just so much happening.
Yeah. You know, during times like these, while we do need to watch, Jesus says, watch the signs. Let's not lose our focus on Christ and what he has called us to do. That's the other extreme.
Because what happens with this for me personally is you can go into a place of feeling hopeless and feeling despair and just saying, how do I tell someone I'm praying for you when they in that moment might not even be able to recognize God in their life.
Yeah.
So how do you connect that statement of I'm praying for you? Well, we can do it and not tell a person, but we also still want to offer them hope.
Absolutely.
What does that look like?
I think
because let me say this before you answer that. This is just a smidge of what we're going to see. We're going to see children, being murdered and parent, like this is not even the vastness of what we're going to see happening to us who have been accustomed to liberties and freedoms.
Correct.
And that's where we have to have, I know we need to have a solid and strong faith, but for those who are just building or don't have a faith yet in Christ and what he's done, like how do we meet them?
I think we just have to tell them the truth. People will live with consequences of life traumas if they feel like they're not alone. And if they know what the truth is, we need to tell them this is a spiritual war. And things are changing in this country. And Bible prophecy predicted these things were going to be so. And the way to escape is Jesus. Like that has to be made clear.
It's just it. You know, it's so funny because my friend was saying, we have to get back to, this is a spiritual battle.
Yes, it is.
Like she was saying, people are trying to fight in a physical sense, but we have to, especially our roots are in a spiritual, our roots are spiritual. And so if we understand who we are and our identity, and then we'll understand the spiritual battle that we're facing.
Correct.
So it's a
we have to approach all of this spiritually. Like